Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today, we're here in Augusta, Georgia, and we're in Richmond County. We're talking about the new flood maps that are scheduled to go into place in November 2019. You know, what does it mean for you as a Richmond County resident? How is it going to impact you? Could it impact your property values? You know, what are your flood insurance options going to be? We want to address all those things today. Remember, if you've got questions about these, you can always visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. So let's talk about these new maps. You know, it's been 10 years since Richmond County got new flood maps. A lot can change in 10 years of land development. You know, rising water levels from the Savannah River here, as well as a lot of different creeks and other things. And as you know, back in late 89, early 90, the Augusta area had some flooding issues, and they have some levee systems that help manage that. So let's talk about really who's going to be impacted in Richmond County. Well, the good news is about 1,000 people are actually going to be moved out of high-risk flood zones in Richmond County, which means flood insurance will no longer be required. It's still going to be recommended though. Remember, 30% of flooding occurs in flood zone X. So while it won't be required for you to carry it, it is recommended and you would get preferred rating. So let's talk about the people who are being moved in. There's about 1,000 people that are being moved in. Now, just because you're being moved in does not mean that you're actually in a high-risk flood zone. You know, FEMA does these based on the parcel. So your house might sit higher up, and so you might not truly be in a flood risk zone. So we could take you through the process of a letter of map amendment, getting that removed for you as well. So let's just say that you can't get removed from that. What exactly are your flood insurance options? Well, you got two flood insurance options here in Richmond County, the National Flood Insurance Program or FEMA. Let's walk through some scenarios with that first. Now, you can go through and do a traditional flood insurance policy through FEMA or the National Flood Insurance Program and doing a traditional policy. However, if you're in a newly mapped area, you actually have a great benefit there that a lot of people miss out on. And these are called newly mapped rates. What FEMA does is for the first 12 months, they've basically given you a preferred rate to help you adjust to flood insurance being required. There's also not a 30-day wait when it comes to this. There's only a 1-day wait, which is very important. So if you are going to go through the National Flood Insurance Program, if you go through an insurance agent, if you go directly through FEMA, you know, those are some things you want to ask. Hey, my map's just changed. I know I'm a newly mapped area and I want to take advantage of those newly mapped rates for the first 12 months. That way you're not overcharged on a traditional policy. Now let's talk about option number 2, which is the private flood insurance. You know, there's about 20 different private flood insurance options here in Richmond County and Augusta, Georgia area. So you could take advantage and go through the private market as well, and you might be able to get significant savings compared to going through the National Flood Insurance Program. If you have a higher value house that's over $250,000 here in Augusta, it could also be beneficial for you because you'll be able to get more coverage there. You'll be able to get additional living expenses. If you own a business and it's being moved into a high-risk flood zone, you'll be able to get business loss of use, business income interruption, and things like that. So these are the two options when it comes to flood insurance here in Augusta, Georgia with these new maps. As I said, these maps are scheduled to go in place the middle of November of 2019. So if you've got questions about these new flood maps, how they could be impacting you, please reach out to us. floodinsuranceguru.com. Go to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, The Flood Insurance Guru, where we do daily flood education videos. You can also give us a call, 205-451-4294. Remember, we have an educational background in flood mitigation, so we can help you understand flood risks like this one right here, your flood insurance, and mitigating your property long-term to help you minimize flood losses and flood premiums. Thank you.